GM, GM. So, um, trade of the day. The market as a whole looks decent, but I still want to focus mostly on Bitcoin. Now, one of the most common patterns you'll see through reaccumulation processes is where you have an uptrend and the bands are green, then the bands go red, then the bands go green again, and then they go red again. And then the next time they go green is the time to buy. So if you watch my altcoin streams from throughout the summer, I talked about this a lot with altcoins. Just pick random alts. You could see this throughout 2022. Red, then the bands go green. That's usually the first pump. That's the start of the bottoming process. Then it comes back down, bands go red again, and then the next time they go green, that's the best time to get long. And so this plays on all time frames. Excuse my fucking cleaner blasting the Hoover outside the door. So, um, and that happens across all coins on all time frames. It doesn't happen every single time, but you can see here, especially when you have an extended period of red, then reclaim goes green, back to red, goes green. That's your best time to get long. So when you're looking at reaccumulation processes, I typically expect the same thing to happen on different time frames because the market's fractal. So you can see it here on the daily. We went green to red to green again. Now, we haven't had extended periods of red. So, same thing though. If we see the market going down and they go red again and then they go green again, that's the best time. So, if you imagine the bands come across here and they start off red like that, but then they flip back to green over here, that would be the best time to get back into longs and in these alts. It doesn't have to happen like that, but it does tend to. You can see examples here, though, where in the midst of a rally, they go red briefly, then we just get back to green, and away it goes. You can see it even on the way up. Solana's daily trend was green all the way, but then it went red, then green, then red, then green, and that's the time. So I still think for alts, there could be more accumulation, more consolidation to come. We might be just like over here on some alts. Don't know if it'll take like a couple of months or whatever, but I'll be watching for that initially. And that's why, with back to BTC, from a trading perspective, I think we can take those highs out. I think the green can extend a bit. And then if we do push back down one more time, I'll be looking for when it comes down, when it comes back up, the bands go red, bands go green, and then we start getting adding longs. But for now, obviously, that might not happen. We might just keep going higher, right? Especially if Bitcoin just continues to grind up. It's by no means a certainty, but it does happen very, very, very frequently. When you sell off into a low, bands green, bands red, bands green again, that's the time to get long. It's one of the best reaccumulation patterns you can use. Here, red, green briefly, red again, green. And so the second time it goes green, from a trading perspective, is your best chance of a big long. Obviously, here we had one which just went red, straight back to green, but that was the really impulsive move. We haven't seen that yet, right? We could see it, but as of right now, we haven't seen that. It would depend on if there is a move up. If it's a really strong move up to 45, 46 with a daily close or a weekly close, you could probably look at that and say the bands might stay green. But for me, on a trading perspective, low time frame, I'd be taking longs towards the highs here, right? I'd be looking at playing the momentum up into this level. So that would be with your low time frame, for 5 minute chart, 1 minute scalps or whatever. But if you're not a low time frame scalper, in thing is Bitcoin's looking good, setting up well, seems to be healthy. As I said before, the data is looking seems to be really really good. Spot premium is back, and the market itself is ready to go. So even on this lower time frame, you can see it. We had green bands, red, green, red. They're green again. So if that pattern holds, you'd expect bottom to be in on this low time frame, and it's all to me pointing towards this 44k level. I think it's going to at least get tested. Whether it rejects off there or not, that's a different matter. But I think that it's going to make a push to those highs. It does leave behind, which is where you need to be, you need to be mindful. It does leave behind a bunch of built up stops, especially if we go up here. You have to be mindful that there could be a low here, there could be stops here, here, right, and all the way down to the red line. So at some point, it would still be quite easy for price to flush all of that, take before going higher. So if you're looking for long entries, patience probably will pay. Even if we don't get 40k, like I'm open to this gap getting left. As I said last week, I'd like to see 40k get filled in. But even if it doesn't, I would still expect some of these levels around here to get tagged. Just so that, because really if we move to 45, a lot of people are going to start pushing into longs again. And it'd be, their stops would be at risk around here, even if we hold the gap and if we don't go all the way down to 40. So setting up well, I think low time frame, short term during the day, I think higher prices are possible. But after that, I would expect some kind of pullback. But I think unless something really changes, the downside seems to be quite limited here, and we probably just keep grinding up and grinding up and grinding up. Keep an eye on gold. Keep an eye on what the Fed speakers say. That'll really give guide to the market. But right now, it looks like we've had an impulse up, we've had a correction, probably leads to another leg. So that's what I'm looking at. Obviously, long only focus. I either want to be long or flat. And for me, that's what I'm looking at today. That's it. GM. See you all later.